Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day in South Alabama. Gonna ride down the Gulf Shores, put our feet in the water and ass in the sand. I know one thing, it's hotter than two fat chicks fighting over a chicken wing in the back of a minivan right now. Oh, I forgot to buckle my helmet. Oh, here we go, that's good. We are now safe and secure. I wonder what they got in that storage container. Maybe they got some goodies. Maybe it's money. We need money. Lots of money. I do have to say, the only downside to having a GoPro on the side of your helmet like I do is you can't really see the mirror. The upside is I just discovered that you can use the GoPro screen and the mirror's just a little closer. Everybody with a view of your side of the fence line is. Mine's pretty green. Out here riding on Voodoo. About 7 years since I had her back. She's back in Daddy's loving arms. Drastic moment with ex-wife. Decided to get a DUI. Let her go for about 5 days. Ended up picking her back up about a month ago. Still debating on whether I should ride her across the country. You know, plans to go to Colorado. It'd be a pretty nice ride. You know, I've done it before. Well, I did it from Alabama up to Michigan, and then from Michigan to Colorado. And I wish I had a GoPro then, because that would have been bomb. That would have been a pretty good video. I had a lot of good content with it. I did the whole TikTok thing just with the cell phone. It worked out. Further back in my TikTok, you guys can find that video. The only crappy part about this helmet is you can't really wipe the sweat off your brow. My speedometer is still over here showing we're doing 50 miles an hour. I think that's about right. Good day to ride. Beautiful sunshiny blue sky. Couple of clouds. Miss Amber over there rides me. Takes a special man to have a girl that rides a bike, man. She's a rough biker. Best damn thing that ever happened in my life, though, that woman right there. I was telling her last night about my first bobber I had. It was a KT1000. Took it, bought it for $1,000, $1 a cc from a guy who was 17. And a week later after I got it, I rode down to Harley Davidson, Six-Ben's Harley down there in Fort Myers, Florida. Went and got my fancy little rider's course done. Just my entire life I've been on a bike. You know, from 3 years old I was on my dad's tank. Growing up, and I mean it's just easier, it's cheaper, you know. Recklessly send it after that. Where was I going with that? Oh, I don't remember. But continue on that story. I went got my license down there in Florida. I got that 1000cc. Took it off and left from Florida. Rode all the way up at 18 years old, all the way up to Michigan. Seen my dad and my mom, and they're very proud to be like, you know, you got that bike, and he rode that thing 1,500 miles. It was comfy too. It was a Kawasaki Concourse, you know, Concourse's or Kawasaki's version of a Goldwing, and we just bebopped it all the way up there. I was so nervous, man. I didn't shut the bike off the whole way because I was scared it wouldn't start back up again. Then one of my uncles got on it and dropped it and broke the brake lever, I think it was. So I was like, okay, you know, let's take the brake lever off this one, and it didn't end up fitting. So we were like, okay, we'll just swap the front end. So I swapped the front end. It was a old 80s model Kawasaki Spectre. I rode that thing around for a couple of months, and then it decided it wanted to start dying or whatever. I think there was water in the tank. What happened? Water in the fuel. Rapid giving me. Got that set up and hammered it into the back of the frame, and it just fit immaculately perfect. Got it set up, and then back then was called a duffel bagger. You take and you ride around anything with a sissy bar that you were able to put, you know, the old Army World War II duffel bags on. Nowadays, you got a bagger. like a big old motorcycle with a big old fairing. Man, that thing rides like a Cadillac. But like everybody says, you know, backers are for old men with moccasins and bad wolf t-shirts. Honestly, it kind of fits because my dad, his entire life, ran around with the wolf t-shirts and the moccasins and the pair of sweats on. You know, he's doing good. He's kicking. He's up there in Michigan motor vlogging, Raven's Adventures. You look him up, send him a little bit of love. The whole rough biker rides around everywhere. We're waiting to see if he was going to head up to Sturgis this year. I don't know if he's ever been. I've never been either. I was planning on it, but with work and moving around and getting life back together and just trying to build life back up, you know, from rock bottom. We took a big hit moving down here. We were supposed to get a 51-foot Formosa. Guy was sent Cadillac photos, you know, immaculate inside. It needed a little bit of work according to the photos. Man, we get down here all the way to Steenhatchee. Well, first off, we came here, we're 2 hours from Steenhatchee. Halfway there, we blew the transmission in the SUV. So we were stranded down there in northern Florida, armpit of America. And of course, we called the insurance company to come pick us up. And I mean, they absolutely love us. You know, they drop us off at Walmart, the nearest auto repair center. It was exactly 1 mile away from U-Haul. So then we had to walk all the way from Walmart, middle of rain. We had Hurricane Milton coming up on us. We went from there all the way up and walked all the way to U-Haul. From U-Haul, we picked up a U-Haul and a car trailer. We had to load the boat, or no, we didn't load the boat trailer, but we had to load the dinghy up in the back of the U-Haul, and then from loading the dinghy back up into the U-Haul, we had to hook up the car trailer, and then we had this guy with a Jeep use his winch to pull the Toyota up on the car trailer. Man, it was a nightmare. We made it through though. It was some of the toughest situations me and this woman have been through. It was just an absolutely awful relationship. And we had gone through that, man, and like within the first, you know, 6-7 months, when the test of a relationship really is. And we came all the way down here with the dream of, you know, we were gonna sail around the world until our bright idea bit a little bit. We had a slight problem with humidity. It's humid down here. Anywhere near the water, it's humid, reckless, insane. Down here, it's just cornfields and chaos. Don't want to be able to just rocket through the mountains. She's got a favorite route, man. It's immaculate. It's the Ouray Loop. We took that last year. It was immaculate. Go all the way through the waterfalls, through the mountains, through the $1 Million Highway. And I truly do understand why they call it the $1 Million Highway. Just the view, the people, the experience. And then to all end it, Del Nor Tacos got the bombest tacos ever. That's when I truly fell in love with Amber. We just went up there and just like, man, we're gonna ride, you know, 300 miles to go get some freaking tacos that are gonna blow your brains. And I was like, no way. All right, let's go. We got an adventure ahead. So we head down there, kick it up, and we're like, we're gonna just kick it all the way through. Oh, she's on an adventure. Oh no. Alright people, we're gonna double pass here on the yellow line. No, we're not. We're gonna tuck in right here. Well, it says I'm doing 60. I don't know, maybe the speedometer does work. I do have to say, it is a gorgeous day. absolutely gorgeous. And ultimately, I like to just whip it with a little moto vlog, you know. Haven't ever done it before. We're gonna try it. We're gonna send it. We're gonna admit that if we fail, we're gonna keep going. And if you don't like it, well, fight me. It's my show, and I'm sticking to it. If you don't like it, change the channel. No, seriously, like and subscribe, please. I want to be one of those rich guys, you know, sitting in a throne. Sitting on a throne, and I'm pretty rich, you know. I got gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous wife who rides an absolutely spectacular bike, and immaculate kid, man. He's not out doing drugs, he's not out fighting, he's not out breaking into houses, he's not out running from cops. He's just out, you know, enjoying the ride of life and just loving life, no matter what life throws at him. I truly applaud that kid. That kid has been hit with everything but a hurricane. Mother's Day. On Mother's Day, I secured a trade for that boat, which I had spent $1 on. I physically spent $1 on. Amber turned it into comfort and put a little more into it than we probably should have, but it was to get it sailing, you know, get it functional. You got a toy. And I secured the deal, killed the sky on at the same time. Driving down the road, guy's like, hey, you know, you still want that Kawasaki? And I was like, yeah, you know what kind of Kawasaki you got? I was like, well, I got a 2020 Kawasaki 636, and she was like 2016 or newer. So I was like, bingo, lock her down. Yep, that's it, that's what I need. And I was like, are you kidding me? Jesus, please give this to me. The moment this happened, dude, the Scion died in the middle of the turning lane. Had to push it all the way out of the middle of the turning lane, all the way to a parking lot next door to it. And I was fighting because Amber was on her way back, and it was somebody had told me it was Mother's Day. It wasn't Mother's Day, it was like Saturday or something like that, or it was Sunday, and it was like Mother's Day was on Sunday. And so I bought her, you know, the whole 9 yards, balloons, the gigantic card, balloons, flowers. We licked it all the way through, and I got all the way home with it. It was raining, I was soaked, card was soaked, and I was like, happy Mother's Day. And of course she was tired, beat down from a 12-hour security shift that she does. A week later, the negative turned into a positive, man. We switched over titles. Officially, pretty good bike, you know. I rode it all the way from Alabama all the way up to Michigan, from Michigan all the way to Colorado, all over Colorado. I put like 40,000 miles on that bike. It's ridiculous. And adopted out to a sister of mine's son, and she absolutely was grateful that he got the bike, and that she was finally able to ride with him. And she ended up getting rid of her 2016 Kawasaki 636. So we ended up coming up, you know. I got my chopper back, and she got the beast of the beast. Because me, I spent $2,500 on my Nova back. Got my Nova back. Ended up the engine block was cracked, so I ended up having to replace the engine completely. And then come to find out, the transmission had torched itself, so I had to pay for that to get it rebuilt. And by the end of it, I was just like, I'm done with this car. Like, it was easy back when like I had projects and 5 other vehicles, but this was my dream was to be able to ride it to work and, you know, feel like a badass riding a 69 Nova SS all the way, you know, to work and back. It was the 69 Nova Chevy 2 SS. It was the cusp line of literally a month between the SS and the Chevy 2. Well, Chevy 2 came out with the SS version, which was the Chevy 350 version. And ended up finally throwing it on Marketplace, bartering like I always do. I was like, we're gonna whip this for, you know, a motorcycle. Guy hits me up within an hour. He's like, dude, I got a 2013 Kawasaki 1000cc And I remembered, you know, that she had her 636, and I was like, look, this is the closest thing I got to you. Take this thing, whip it around for a minute, feel good, get back in the wind. You know, she is hardcore stubborn as I am. You know, she's like, I don't want that bike, it's not my bike. Traded it off for my Harley Davidson Deuce shortly after, like within the week of her getting that bike and securing it and going to get it. Traded for the Deuce, we both went up, registered our bikes, and got a hold of a little brother, and I was like, man, I got this Deuce, I need the chop back. And he was like, alright, you know, whipped it up, ran back up and got the chopper back. And, oh my god, the Family Dollar closed down. Wow, a lot of memories in that place. And so we went and got the traded it off. He fully delivered it straight over, and all the way from Louisiana. So Voodoo, I mean, immaculately served her purpose, just to be able to officially, you know, have Voodoo back in my hands. You know, it was like father and child, been separated for so long. I lost my little top. What? They don't make them like they used to anymore. Ugh. Tap that ass and give me fever, baby. Nice bike, baby. Man, I'm just sitting back there cooking. It's freaking so hot. Gotta get some beverage. Oh, one thing I'm missing on this thing is a cup holder. Put some water. Can't beat it. $12 to fill up 2 bikes. Only way to surprise depression. Survive depression and survive depression. Ride until we feel better. And then some. Alright, back on the road we go. Want a receipt? I think my toggle switch back though. Stinker stole it. Oh god. Couple of, you know, loose screws like the rest of us. You know, any choppers is gonna have crap wrong with it. Like the true abomination after you fix it. Just wanna go for the go. I know one thing though, right here, oh man, absolute happy food. Here's this Mexican restaurant, tacos. It's the spot. Let's see if she falls for the trap. She fall for the trap? No, she didn't fall for it. Nothing but a big old open road, baby. And that's what I want right there. I want a house like that in Colorado. Half that size though. Wonder if Howard's Cycle Shop's open. Look at that sexy mama right there. She's so pretty. Oh no, is this one of those death-defying jumps? Honestly, usually they take out like 4 or 5 inches in that thing, man, and you're just like, I'm gonna ramp it, and by the end of it, you're feeling like Evel Knievel, 5 foot in the air. To all the glorious viewers, bikers, and subscribers. Yes, please, seriously, like and subscribe. Watch my content. I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to learn. If there's any porniers out there, you know, just go ahead and whip it up. Tell me what I need, you know. Tell me what I need to add, what I don't need to do, what I need to do. I mean, of all things, God bless me with like the expert on it, because you guys look back into the first, well, no, we never actually posted those videos. But man, she went through and she made some videos for the world to see about the boat. Might just have to sneak them onto the channel. Look, by the way, I'm posting these YouTube videos. I love you. Just sneak them onto the channel, because honestly, for the people to see just the absolute adventure that was, just to give you guys the better view of absolutely what it was like to deal with that, you know. What's the word I'm looking for? Brain dead. Coming up on the old Bon Secure River here. At the end of Magnolia Springs, there's actually like a little island there at the dead end of the river where it comes out of the ground. Pirates Island there. You know, sit on their telephone the whole time. Go ahead. I want some footage of the failure here. Oh yeah. Staring like crazy, sitting on the cell phone. Oh yep, there it is. Playing on the phone. You know, after you ride all the way from, you know, 3 years old on the way up, you get to trigger these people. Actually, honestly, that was before cell phones. Like, we had the little flip phones, you know, and we got this guy. He's like, oh, it's a lady biker. Busted. Checking out my girl, man. Wave to all the viewers. Guy's like all scared to look now. He's like, oh no, he's got a camera on his helmet. Oh no, law enforcement pulled over the party bus. Party bus has 4 ways on. Uh-oh, and party bus broke down. Oh, she looks just absolutely cooked right now. Sweating crazy. Probably showered in sweat, that sweater. I know I'm looking pretty shiny myself. One thing, this whole hog gets freaking hot. Something fierce. And then, not to help, you know, I got dark blue helmet. So literally sitting here, my helmet probably reaches pretty close to like 200 degrees at minimum. And then your brain just sits there and boils, and the body's like, what's wrong? And you're like, I don't know. I'm just delirious in a desert. There's literally got to be something like 99 percentiles of Americans have cell phone. Traffic just absolutely gets ridiculous down here, especially in Gulf Shores, man. I used to work down here building boat houses, docks, and piers for Edgewater Marine, and Johnny was absolutely amazing. Supervisor, crap. But Johnny, the business owner, just an old man with a section of property, a little barge they had built. They licked it and ticked it, man, and it ran. It picked up on everything. I mean, we could build a whole boathouse in a couple of months. You know, have pylons laid, girders, the dock, and then the rafters, the roof, are done. Good money, good money. It was great money. It sucked at the beginning. You know, I was a construction worker making $12 an hour with a 67,000 pound boat sitting on the sand. But got the job to get the boat off the dirt, because I figured I was going to need some money now. Ended up making more. I was like, look, I'm like the only guy here, and I need some money, and I'm working twice as hard, because like 2 or 3 different guys. Cameron ended up breaking his arm 2 stories up on the pylon. 2x12 came down, scissored his arm in half, broke it at the bone. After that, man, it was literally just me. Like, well, here we go, let's build some stuff. You know, me and Kenny was kind of like took me under his wing. I was like a father-like figure, which was just literally just to rip somebody off. Splitting up with the wife, got a girlfriend, rescued her from Arkansas, had the bus fully set up, you know, kitchen, bathroom, queen size cloud mattress. And I was like, this is what I got, and I got my bike. That's it. You know, and I don't remember what I shook the bike for, but I had the bus, man, and I had the job. That was about it. We moved on to Kenny's property, and then upped it from the bus to a camper, trying to just gather stability in life towards, you know, getting a house and a life, and drastically failed because I had a funeral I had to go up to Michigan, rode 1,500 miles on the Sportster up there that I had traded for the, or what did I trade that? I traded the bus for a pickup truck, and then the big ass pickup truck. I mean, it was a humongous pickup truck, ridiculous size. Ended up going from there and picking up a 2005 Sportster, mint condition, nothing wrong with it. Literally one owner bike. It had 2,500 miles on it. It was literally a baby, and little 1200 got it, man, and rode it all the way back home. Dude traded straight off. All he wanted was, he was like, I'm retiring, I want a truck to pull my boat with down to the lake so I can go fishing. I was like, oh, all right, well, send it, you know. So we traded off, and I ended up within like 24 hours having to take that bike and just shakedown ride it all the way to freaking Michigan. That would have been a vlog. Because I'm riding, I ain't got a phone mount, I ain't got nothing. I got my phone in my bed. Way up there, everybody's panicking. Apparently, my phone had went out. Forgot to pay the bill or something. It was like prepaid fucking straight talk phone. And I went, and so I ended up getting my phone turned back on. Everybody started blowing me up like crazy. Melissa thought that I just left her, blah, blah, blah. Panic. In the midst of everything, they ended up giving away a bunch of my Harley parts to some guy in Mississippi, burning my clothes. It was the hardest thing for me, because growing up in like an outlaw biker background, yeah, the last thing you do is call the cops. But I was like, dude, my boss, literally, I was sitting there with Johnny, and I was like, I'm lost, dude. I don't know what to do. I do not know what happens next. He said, you get on that phone, and he got on the phone, and he called straight up. He was like, look, I got a guy here that literally somebody just took his entire life from him. And the sheriff comes down, you know, and they're like, what happened? And I went all the way up to Michigan, left Michigan, came all the way back, and about $6,000 worth of Harley parts came up missing. You know, motor brand new from, it was a complete chopper. It was meant to be like this one, with a couple extra parts from a couple other bikes, you know, because when you buy a Harley, you get a bucket full of parts, and you just keep getting parts and keep getting parts. So I ended up picking up some more parts from them, and man, it's just absolute nightmare. Got back and lost my train of thought here. I'm cooking in my helmet, but everything was gone. He went and literally they took everything. Some guy from Mississippi came, picked it up, took off with it all, and that was it. It was gone. It was done. And all my clothes were burnt. Literally, the only clothes that I had was literally the clothes that I had on my back that I rode all the way up to Michigan on in a spurt of a moment. It kicked me. It kicked me real hard. Lost it all. Came back, and literally everything was taken from me. I was legit robbed by my boss. Well, one of my bosses. And thank God to Johnny, you know, we fought, got the camper back. The camper, they ended up getting drunk one night doing some weird witchcraft stuff, and so my boss's wife ended up eating out my girlfriend at the time during this whole drunken spiel. Wouldn't apologize for it. Was like, you guys aren't married, blah blah blah, and I was like, ex-wife cheated on me. That was a terrible moment too. I was like, man, this is some messed up stuff. Did you want a snow cone? Did you want a snow cone? I guess we'll just go to Floribama. So bad, the oil tank is burning the back of my leg. And you can probably fry chicken in that fucking thing right now. Jesus, it gets hot now. Beach life's the only thing you're allowed to wear here is a bikini and short shorts. One thing about a Harley, it ain't liquid cooled like that thing. Monstrosity, man. The engineers performed that thing. This, yeah. We won't talk about Harley. I know that I built this bike and this thing gets hot. So it's a 883 with a 2050 kit, Ford 50 over. So literally it's got 1350 or 1300 pistons and rings in it, and that little itty bitty cylinder, man, she runs hot. With a set of Q cams in it. The only thing I didn't do, I mean, it was set to be done within a couple of months, was double plug the head and run a second coil like that. And then I got, you know, the pickup pipes back there, the up sweeps, so it just catches all the gas that was never burnt, and it'll smoke out of them, and everybody's like, you know, you're frying some rings now, man. 25 pounds in each cylinder, those rings ain't doing nothing. They are perfect, they are mint. We're gonna send it, we're gonna ride it until it dies. My little red dot is still blinking, that means I am still recording. Hello, this is Post Motorbyte, I made up. I don't want to get flagged for being offensive. Can't say things like that on YouTube. I don't really know if they softened up on all that stuff. Finally, the ocean breeze, man, cooled down like 10 degrees. So absolutely thankful for that. I might just strip down to my underwear and jump in the freaking water, man. It is ridiculous out here. Man, I can't believe I lost the tip to my toggle switch. That was a nice toggle switch. I should take it back to auto. Faulty system here. Harley Davidson vibration broke your Chinese crap. My speedometer verify, it says 40 miles an hour. I'm sure any court case will believe that. Adventure time! Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing here at the Floribama here in Alabama, Florida. Well, actually, technically we're in Florida right now. The line's over there. But oh my god, we finally made it. Whew. If there anybody that wasn't ever here, you know, the cusp is right over here. Follow suit with a line. We'll walk over here. Show you the cool little spot here. What's up, guys? How's it going? Nobody knows anything. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, so right here is the line, folks. You got Florida on this side and Alabama on this side. Just absolutely 100% amazing just to be able to fight this. Oh man, she's leaking from her face bad. We gotta go get her something to drink. She is absolutely dying right now. Alright, folks, that's all for now. Like and subscribe, and we'll follow you through the adventures of Curtis Customs. Thank you. Have a nice day.